All right, hi everybody. We are live. Let me go ahead and, ooh, that has sound. I need to quiet it. I hope everyone had a wonderful week. I am trying to access the video on my computer so I can watch what y'all say. I'm gonna let some people come in before we do anything. This is our last week's, which was Bird Buddies. If you have not watched it, you can go ahead and watch that on our Facebook. It will be moving to our YouTube today. Hi, everybody. Oh, I need IT week, or IT help. Okay, so last week we did birds. Aren't they cute? They're so cute. I have sealed these, and I've also put our information on the back. It says, take, leave, or hide me. Post on social media using hashtag TXRockers, please. And then I put the year. So today, let me go ahead and move these off. Today we will be doing flowers. Now, I posted some of the base colors for everybody in case anybody wanted to go ahead and put some base colors on their rocks, because I know some paints take longer to dry. Okay. My week was really good. Thank you for asking. I've just been kind of all over the place, though. I'm trying to set up a whole new setup in my room, so it's been difficult. I really need to get a new drop cloth. I'm very distracted today. I'm sorry. Alright, so first things first, we're going to start with our rocks. Oh, first things first, actually. Let me go ahead and thank my sponsors, which are Chris, Marisol, Bobby, Elizabeth, Marilyn, and my mom. You guys seriously make it so that I can keep doing this, and I love to do this, so, you know, it's a win-win. Alright, so I'm going to start with a rock, and I'm taking the Zinc White from Soho. I'm going to try and keep my rocks up a little higher, because I heard that on your phone, the comments take up a good chunk, so I'm trying to keep it kind of pushed up a little bit more, I guess, just to sort of help out and keep things easier for all devices. Alright, so I'm just going to put an easy coat. And as always, I encourage comments and questions in the comment section. And if you'd like to become a sponsor, all the information for how to become one is in our description. It is posted on every video class, and it really does help keep this class free and makes it so that I can keep providing for all of you. Alright, so we've got a white rock. Very simple. If you want, you can do more than one white rock. It'll pop the colors, so it's up to you. If you have paint that isn't as thick or as full coverage, I would always suggest doing a white undercoat, just because it'll pop all the colors that you choose to use. I'm going to do multiple white rocks. But not this one. I'm going to grab that one. Doo-doo-doo. Trying not to get this all over my nails. That may or may not work. Who knows? It's a thing. Who knows? I said we needed 3 white rocks, and now I'm trying to remember what the third one was that I have planned. I didn't make enough, or I didn't make all my examples this week, which is unusual for me. Normally I do. So, we're gonna kind of wing it this week and just sort of hope for the best. So, you know, well. It's always good to start with your base coats just so that they're done by the time you get to the rock. And I'm going to get this all over my nails. I can already tell. It's going to be fun. It's fine. I'm going to do this one in a green. You can choose any green. I'm going to use like a grass green, I think. I'm going to try and move these up. Did I just get that all over? No. Cool. But that time I did. Woo. Okay. I'm going to use this green. Not a pretty green. And again, these are Soho acrylic paints. You can find them at most art stores. I get mine from Jerry's Artorama. The link for that is on our Facebook page. So if you are interested in getting some yourself, go right ahead. I strongly suggest them. I like them a lot. Also, the drop cloth I use is just a 99-cent store tablecloth, folded over a few times. So if any of you need a drop cloth or something, I suggest these because, I mean, they're cheap, they're pretty useful, and then it doesn't really matter if you get tons and tons of paint on them like I do. And then some blue. See, this one has so many. Let me see if I can find a better rock in my bag. Oh, trying to dig through a bag of rocks with nails on is so terrifying. I need a bigger rock. Yeah, this is a good one. That's a good one, right? Alright, so we're gonna do kind of an ombreing effect. I made a couple colors ahead of time, and all I did was I used a primary blue and some white to make like a lighter sky blue, I guess. So, you know, feel free to do something similar if you would like a lighter color as well, which you are by no means required to use the same colors I do. Don't ever feel like you have to. And see how I just sort of did that quick ombre effect at the top? I just put a little blue, dark blue first, and then just added a light blue on top. You can go back and add more. I might use a different brush to bring out more blue. So just do that and then blend in. Sort of like face makeup, just blend it in until you're satisfied. Really trying not to get this all over me. It's not gonna work, but it's fine. And I need one more. Feel really underprepared. Or not, that'll work. And this one I'm just gonna make one blue. Oops. Alright. So now we can put our paints, these paints up. And hopefully our first drop will be dry and we can kind of start what we were going to do today. Hopefully. Remember to have your paper towel so that you can dry off your brushes as you wash them. These are some new brushes that I got. Really nice. I like the angle on them. Alright. Let me go ahead and put these up. Alright. Cool. Our first rock is ready. Okay, so for this one you're going to want a detail brush. It doesn't have to be a super detailed brush, but something about maybe that size or smaller would be the best. I'm going to pull my green. And you can choose any green you want. I'm just choosing kind of a classic grass green for most of these because, well, I like the regularness of it. I don't know. It was also just there, and I liked that. So we're just going to draw a straight line. I know, that's a daunting word for anyone who doesn't do too much art. Just straight up. And then another one. The angle brush isn't required. It's okay. I was just using it to do the base coats. You can use whatever you want to use base coats because, well, they're just for full coverage, not for really anything. Now you'll notice here, I don't know how well you can see this, there's some divots right there that I missed because they didn't grab the paint. These are kind of difficult to fill if you are OCD. Just go in and dab into them very gently. Because I get kind of OCD with some of my rocks, so I understand the pain. Okay, and then just bring another one, just sort of out. Doesn't have to be the same height, can be slightly different. And if you have a big rock, feel free to do more dots than, or more lines than this. I probably made these too close, but it's whatever. It's fine. It'll all work out in the end. It always does. So, exciting thing happened today. We hit 100 followers, which is really, really exciting. I cannot believe that we have done that. It's kind of bizarre to me because, like, this is just something small I've always loved to do, and to have people following what I do, it's kind of crazy to me. I don't know. I'm just sort of floored by it, and I'm really appreciative of everybody for supporting it and kind of helping out to make sure we can continue this and whatnot. Okay, so I made a purple earlier. I mixed the dioxazine violet and white to make a lighter purple. I'm also going to make another color from this purple because I need a slightly either lighter or darker version of that. So we're going to do that with some white. And remember, you always want more white than you think you will, because dark colors affect light colors a lot stronger. Like, if you have a black color, it'll take a lot longer to turn it white than if you have a white color and you're turning it black. Does that make sense? I think I just made the exact same tone. Pretty much. Wow. Not helpful. Just gonna add a little dark to it. And kind of make it just a little bit darker than that one. It doesn't need to be too different. It just needs to be enough different, if that makes sense. That was probably the worst idea I could have done, but whatever. Man, I got it on my nail. Okay, there we go. So see, I have 3 different tones, I guess. I've also gotten purple pretty much everywhere. Fun stuff. Fun stuff, guys. I like using the back end of my brush to pull just because it's so easy to clean up afterwards. You just wipe it off. You don't have to wait for it to get in the water and wash it and all that stuff. It's just a lot easier. Okay. So we have that. Now, this part you may want a dotting tool if you are not good at doing your dots that we've practiced. Dotting is very useful for doing these arts, but it is not a necessity. Oh, I just got paint all over my... There we go. There. So, what we're going to do, we're going to take our little detail brush, and we're going to go ahead and use our dark color and just draw just a couple dots. Sort of like little mustaches. Like that. We're going to take a slightly lighter color. And we're going to do a similar thing. Just keep kind of dotting all the way up. Don't worry, we're going to go back and change some of this color so it can kind of look a little different. So it's okay. Right now it can look like a glob. And it will be all right. So there's our base coat essentially. And we're going to come in with our light. And it's okay if your colors haven't completely dried. Mine are definitely not fully dry. I don't know if you can see the sheen on them. Am I high enough? Or does it need to be like there? I think that's probably better. And just sort of pick at random where you're going to put a lighter bit. I like to make the top ones a little lighter specifically just because that's how lavender plants look. We're making lavender. I don't think I ever said that we were making lavender. We're making lavender, which is one of my favorite flowers because it smells really, really pretty. You have to be careful because, like, I have cats that are toxic. They're like, plants are toxic too. So, like, I'm always trying to make sure that plants I grow are not toxic, or plants that I have in the house at least are not toxic. So I'm very picky about, like, flowers that are brought to me and stuff. I'm like, please don't bring me roses, just because my cats will eat them, because they are not the wisest cats. They see the leaves and they're like, oh, dental floss, cool. And I'm like, yeah, that's not why I bought this. This was not for you, but thanks. Now you've barfed all over my carpet. And you can just keep going until you feel like it's where you want to stop. You can keep adding more and more detail. You can use a marker if you want for this part. I have markers that are purple I used on my example rock, which I never showed you. That's the example rock. So, I mean, you can use them kind of however you want. Okay, for the next one. What was my next one? I told you I'm all over the place today, guys. We're gonna do this one. I don't have an example for this one. I was gonna do a different one, and I just changed my mind just now, so I don't have an example for it. This is literally how my life always goes. Let me wash off my brush, make sure it's dried. Okay, so for this one, we're going to put up the purples that we made. I see one of my friends is here. Luckily, they all know if I'm teaching, don't come in the house. Okay, he better know not to come in this house. He's about to. Yep, see? He knows better. I don't know why he's doing this. I need a sign out front of my house that says class is in session. Please leave alone. What's worse is I even reminded him I had class today. Okay, so we've made grass. Okay? Sorry I went off on a tangent. We have grass now. So we're just going to do kind of a semi-straight line up. Not all the way, just about to there. And then we're going to make a leaf, like that, with a line. And a little spiral, just to make it kind of cute. I could be using my more detailed brush, which would probably be smart, but I've already started with this, so I'm just going to keep going with it, because I know no chill. And just kind of add little tendrils. Like grass coming up. And I'd suggest always going upwards with it, not doing what I just did, which was going the other way. But that's fine if you do. It's nothing that can't be fixed. So, there, we have that. We can put away our green. Well, this green. We will use a different green in a minute, a lighter green. So if you don't have a more yellowy green or a lighter green, I would suggest making one. You can do this by adding your green to your yellow. And if you want it lighter, just add a little white to it to make it work out. Okay, so now we're going to make the flower. We're making a tulip. I'm going to do this in 2 steps. So I made a light pink. Oh yeah, there's a mosquito in here. That's so fun. Oops. Ignore my extra voice. I'm trying to catch this mosquito. I shouldn't be bothered with it, but I'm always bothered by them. Okay, so we're going to make kind of a U. Oh my gosh. Today is the day of interruptions. Hi, cat. Cork, what do you want? Just want attention? And then just kind of bow out on the edges over here. And then just come in like this. And we'll make like a little W at the top, if that makes sense. And then just fill that in. You may need to do more than one coat. That's fine. Just kind of wait for it to dry before doing it so it doesn't end up like mine where it's going through it. So we'll do the green thing that I was talking about. So I'm taking a yellow green. Looks like this. It's very, very bright. Oh, they're just kind of my normal weird way of holding things. So we're just going to fill in the leaves a little bit with this lighter green. And then we'll come back and do a darker green in the center to make it look more like a leaf. Alright. Okay. So now we're going to take more pink to fill it in. to really pop that color. This is another one that you could put white down first, just to make sure that this color really pops out. If you're doing a different color, it may not need that. It may not have that problem. If you want to make it wider, you can make it wider. I'm just sort of doing a classic tulip shape. There are lots of different flower shapes to do. But this is just what I liked. Okay, so we're done with the light pink, I think. It's hard to see my rocks. Oh, and I just added water. Good job. There. So we're done with the light pink for now. And we're going to switch brushes to a super fine liner brush. It can be like 20-0, it could be a 0, like that one. Whichever you have, whatever works best for you. And I'm going to come over here with this magenta, and I'm just going to line the outline of my flower. And then we're going to come in a little bit here, and I'm just going to create kind of a petal effect. And then just do this back part right there. And remember with your liner brushes to be very careful about how you wash them off. Done with the magenta. Now I need my green again to do that quick, easy little add-in. I'm like molasses paste today. I'm so sorry. Oh, what's up? Alright, 2 rocks done. Now we're gonna do this one. Okay. It kind of needs another white, actually. This needs another coat. This one you want to be real stark white, or whatever light color you've chosen to use. We may do this another time after this, but for right now, that works. Okay, got my white left. We're going to take this one. I don't have an example for this one either, because I just decided I'm going to do it. Sorry. I'm really not prepared. I don't know why I keep putting the green up like I'm not doing flowers and not going to need green, but, you know, whatever. This one you may want to trace out. So the way we're going to do it is we're just going to make a line here. Line here. And a line here. And then like a little joint to do kind of a petal like this with a centerpiece. Again, and then a third one. And then we want to add a couple leaves. On either side. And this one, I think I'm going to make it kind of come up and then go into its leaf. Like that. And then we're going to take this, we're doing a line to here, a line to here, a line to here, a line to here, line to here. And you can do more than one line from a place if you want. It's up to you. I kind of like the way that looks. And we're making a stained glass window. In the way that it looks. So that's sort of the idea of what we're going to do. Now we're going to take our brush and just bring in the colors. Whew. That went everywhere at the bottom, but that's okay. Alright, so once you have your greens filled in, remember to do your leaves. All of this will get outlined in black at the end. So there's our green. Now we're going to use a yellow. Oop, dropping all my stuff. It's fine. I'm going to use this pale yellow. And I'm going to fill in just a little piece right here. You know, I used to know all the parts of a flower. I have long since forgotten all that information. Bad me. And I didn't have time this week to look up fun facts for you guys. I'm sorry about that. Normally I'm on top of it, but this week I've just been dragging my feet. Alright, so for the flower, I'm going to use that same light blue just because I already have it. It's easy. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to fill in all the petals. You can make them different colors. You can make them all one color. Doesn't really matter. You can make each petal a different color if you wanted. You do you. I'm just trying to do this for ease of everything. Do. I get so zoned out when I do this that I forget to talk sometimes. Alright, so as we finish the blue, there we go. Alright, now, I mean, this rock looks cute just as it is, to be honest, but we are going to do a little bit more. Hopefully we have time for all of the rocks that I had planned, but if not, that is not a big deal. I'm sure I can find enough new designs that we could have a flowers part 2. Alright, so now we're going to need black, which you can do this easily. And just follow the lines. As much as you possibly can, at least. With these thinner brushes, it's always better to put less paint on and have to go back a lot of times than to put a lot of paint on and suddenly have a big glob somewhere on your piece. So, just remember that. This one will be harder if you have shaky hands. I suggest, if you do, to have a pen. I always suggest the Lotus Art Supply Artist Paint Markers. I find them to be the most worthwhile pens that I have done, or I've used. Thank you. Septal of the flower. Huh. Like I said, I used to know all these, I swear. Back when I took, like, biology and things. I had to know all the fun parts of a flower for papers and whatnot. Nothing's wrong with using Google to learn something new. Or something old, I guess, in this case. Whew. Oh, I missed a piece. Okay, so now before you do all the other lines, decide if you would like to keep it white or if you would like to do colors in it. If you would like to use colors, I'd suggest going ahead and coloring in the back parts. And you can use different colors, you can use all one color, it's up to you. I'm just going to leave it white for mostly for time, so that I can at least finish one more rock before it's time to say goodbye. And this way also I can show you kind of how the end product looks when you finish it. Oops. Got one of those divots I was talking about. Keep finding all the divots, spares. Okay. So it looks like that, and then you would take it and you'll just do a black line all the way around the side. So that it looks more like a stained glass window. Yeah, it's funny, I chose to do flowers. We've actually done many flowers in this class. Because we've done dotted flowers, we've done mandala flowers, we've done so many. I had to remember which ones I've done and which ones I haven't. I'm not even sure if I haven't already taught you some of these. But a refresher course is always good. So I stand by my decision. Alright, and there we have a stained glass rock. Yeah. Alright, so remember to wash off your brush. Yes, I like flour. A paintbrush can get pretty small. This is a 20/0. I don't know of any that are smaller than this. This is a pretty fine tip brush. I really love this brush. I probably need to get another. But, you know, that's what happens. Okay. My favorite flower, that's a tough one. I have quite a few favorite flowers. But I really love hibiscus, lilies, roses. I think calla lilies are really pretty too. Like I said, I have a lot of favorites. Where did I just put the cap for this? Oh well, I'll find it later. Okay, so this one, if you're bad at circles, I'd suggest doing a quick sketch of a circle. I'm going to use browns for this one. I know, brown for a flower. What? I get my brushes and art supplies typically at Jerry's Artorama or like an art supply store, or Michael's, or even Walmart. It just sort of varies. I find something good that I like, I grab it. And that's just sort of how I get all my art supplies. I get some of my stuff on Amazon. We do have an Amazon wish list. If anybody would like that, let me know, and I will send you that link. Hi, cat. Now I have another cat begging for attention. Have cats, they said. It'll be fun, they said. It is fun. I love my cats, but they're kind of a headache sometimes. Okay, so we have our little brown spot in the middle. Okay. And then we're going to use yellow. Close our burnt sienna. And I'm going to use a light yellow. This part is going to be kind of hard for me. Okay. And we're just going to go around the entire rock. Making petals. Cat, I love you. Please leave me alone. And it's okay if they're not perfect or if they don't match. Flowers don't match, actually. If you've ever looked at a flower closely, you'll notice there's a lot of small differences. I do, however, suggest turning your rock as you do it, because otherwise you might go cattywampus or crooked, and you don't want that. This is where it gets difficult. You're like, did I do this well, or did I mess up? I did it alright. It'll work. And I'm just filling the petals with paint. Hopefully we'll get through this rock. It's already 6:22. And it's going to need more than one coat, which is always fun. And then you can come back here and just add little back petals, essentially. And if you mess up, it's okay. And then you can fill in this little bit down here. Okay. We're making a sunflower. That wasn't obvious. I'm trying to make something that looks sort of like that. So you're gonna go ahead and do another coat real fast. Again, hopefully we have time to finish this rock. Who knows? do for that yellow. Now we need our primary yellow so that we can add some cool coloring. So we're going to go back through and add the base yellow just at the base of the petals. It doesn't have to be all the way to the brown spot because we are going to be filling a rim around it. So, okay, stop lifting the paint. Don't push too hard. It pulls the paint, as you just saw. Like that. That one will need more. That's fine. Okay, and then take brown. You can use light, you can use dark, whichever. You can also use orange if you wanted, I suppose. And we're just going to come in and very quickly why does it do what? Pull the paint? It is because these are water-soluble paints, so when they get wet with the other acrylic paint, it pulls it. I'm sure there's actually like some crazy scientific explanation, but that's the simplest explanation I can give. I probably should have used the liner brush, but I'm not going to. It's fine. Whew, 2 minutes to finish this. I don't think I'm going to be able to put all the words and stuff in it, but you see how it's supposed to look at the end. So you kind of have an idea. And then just go through, outline the rest of it. It is not going to be perfect, that is fine. Okay, and then take your brown and just the entire way around, just kind of flick it. Like that. You can make them bigger, you can use bigger rocks, it's up to you. Alright guys, I have to stop here, but thank you for coming. Hope I have shown you kind of how to do this. For the other part, just darken and add lines. And I will be doing a flower part 2. Bye!